Captain Marvel, aka Carol Danvers, aka Car-Ell, which means champion in Kree, I'll have you know, but the more Earth-sized version of Carol is a much better fit, I guess, for a highly advanced Kree hybrid to fit into day-to-day living back on the pale blue dot without stirring up too much fuss. Ever since her first appearance in Marvel Superheroes number 13, way back when in 1968, Captain Marvel has pretty much hit every benchmark ever set by pretty much every mutant and superhero ever in the entirety of the Marvel Universe. Ever. Over the years, she's developed a proficiency of being a Swiss Army knife for whatever anomaly the unforgiving Multiverse can throw at her. But what if she was real? What if this whole time a very real person with the powers of Captain Marvel had existed right beneath our noses? Well, let's find out. Hello Internet, and once again welcome back to the most inquisitive channel on YouTube, Life's Biggest Questions. As per usual, I'll be your disembodied floating voice Jack Finch, as today we curiously ask the question, what if Captain Marvel was real? Roll the clip. Before we kick off this particular Marvelian question, we'd just like to give a huge shout out to our new sister channel, Top 10 Beyond the Screen. If you're a fan of Captain Marvel, or well, for the most part any iteration of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, then I'm confident that you'll be a fan of our brand new silver screen list based extravaganza, where we cover everything from Game of Thrones to Disney's Frozen. If that sounds like your cup of tea, then make sure to head over to Top 10 Beyond the Screen, hit that subscribe bell, and check out for yourself what they're all about. Captain Marvel, more formally known as Carol Susan Jane Danvers, is the daughter of Joe Danvers Sr., a former US Navy officer and construction worker, as well as a much more intriguing mother, Mary Alice, a champion of the all-encompassing intergalactic race of highly advanced and militaristic alien conquerors, the Kree. Now, you might ask, how on earth does a United States naval officer end up dating the champion of an alien race? And well, the easy answer is, it's Marvel Comics. Come on guys, what do you expect? But the more elaborate answer would be she crash-landed in the Atlantic Ocean just off the coast of Boston, Massachusetts, and luckily for her, Joe Danvers was out on a fishing trip, found her, and then the pair fell in love. Yeah, not too sure about that one. Either way, the main point of this particular hypothetical scenario is that if Captain Marvel was real, then of course the Kree Empire would have to be real as well. And to be honest, the Kree Empire doesn't exactly have Earth's best interest in mind, as in the majority of them would rather see our resilient little sphere being blown to smithereens and or being genetically consumed into the Kree's evolutionary process. It's a complicated scenario, but the long and short of it is that these guys aren't exactly the takers to your leader kind of aliens. They're like, we want to consume your planet and add it to our collection kind of aliens. But wait a minute, because while we're on the topic of the Kree Empire, there may actually be a smidgen of hope for us all. Because although we're relatively concerned with the Marvel Cinematic Universe depiction of Captain Marvel, portrayed by the awesome Brie Larson, there is actually much more to the genesis of the Captain Marvel mantle, and if she or he was real, then, well, things get a little bit confusing. In fact, there have been 7 different iterations of the Captain Marvel title, as well as several offshoots and imposters that have tried to don the blue, red, and yellow spandex suit. The first Captain Marvel, created by Stan Lee and Gene Colan back in 1967, a year before our girl Carol Danvers was flying high as cheeseburger for the US Navy, was in fact a military officer of the Kree Imperial Militia, sent with the intention to observe our planet Earth as we develop technology for space travel to sabotage our efforts. Good news though, he was incredibly fond of us Earthlings and eventually sided with us, becoming the planetary protector that we all deserved. After him though, we had Monica Rambeau, Janice Val, Fila Val, Knir, Nova, before of course eventually settling upon our girl Carol Danvers. Although it may appear to be a mishmash rewrite of a character that Marvel Comics weren't exactly sure what to do with, if Captain Marvel was real, then the fact that it is merely a title of power to be passed down to the next worthy contender would pose an opportunity for our planet that could definitely serve in our favour. So in that case, Carol Danvers doesn't ever need to be real, but any one of us worthy Earthlings going about our daily business without even a sniff or a thought about how the intricacies of a super heroic hand-me-down works, because it's anyone's guess really. Hey, it could be you, me, your mum, your best friend, the postman, German Prime Minister Angela Merkel. In fact, in the realms of Marvel multiverse logic, any one of us could be on the cusp of rearranging our extraterrestrial DNA before surging into the sky at 6 times the speed of sound to save the planet. And the benefits don't stop there either. If you're lucky enough to be the human being chosen to take up the Captain Marvel mantle, then you're looking at superhuman strength and stamina, agility and reflexes that are off the charts of any known humanoid ever, the durability to withstand the terrifying cosmic forces of the universe, flight, regenerative manipulation. You'd even be imbued with hyper-cosmic awareness, the ability to never be surprised by anything or anyone ever again. And in that case, actually, you can say goodbye to the final season of Game of Thrones because, well, you'd already know what happens. Also, inevitably, you'd be found out by the global powers that be, maybe even experimented on by some government to see what's going on beneath the hood. Then somewhere down the line, you'd be given the burden of protecting humanity from everything that ever threatened it, asteroids and evil alien empires included. Also, the Captain Marvel mantle gives you the power of absorbing the ambient energies within your surroundings, never having to eat, sleep, or even breathe for the rest of your life. Which, well, that sounds kind of depressing actually. You'd never again have the excuse to have a lie-in on a Saturday morning because, well, you're Captain Marvel. What are you doing sleeping? Go out and save the universe. Oh, you want to eat that delicious cheeseburger? What's the point? You're Captain Marvel. Yeah, actually, it kind of doesn't sound that great when you put it like that, right? Poor Captain Marvel. Well, I suppose that's the price you pay for near omnipotence. I'm just glad that it's not me. Well, on that slightly depressing note, question is, that's the way that we see things playing out if Captain Marvel was real. What about you? Would you answer Nick Fury's page request? Yeah, I wouldn't. Why don't you let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Before we depart though, let's first take a look at some of your most entertaining remarks from over the past few days. Rad Circle says, could LBQ ever answer my question? And yeah, easy one, Rad Circles. Yes, I can. Well, on that slightly pedantic note, I better get out of here before it's too late. Just stick around all the way until the end. If you're a fan of this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button as well as that subscribe out, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. As per usual, I've been your disembodied floating voice, Jack Finch. You've been watching Life's Biggest Questions, and until next time, you take it easy.